Hello, everybody. It is me, Kaidyn, from the Pint podcast. By myself this time, starting a new series of playthroughs, I would say, or at least I plan to. I would like to call it Pint Patter Plays, where, as you can see on the screen, I'm playing Pokemon Fire Red, and I'm excited to get into it. I've always wanted to do playthroughs. I've always watched people do playthroughs and stuff when I was older, and I didn't know what to record. It's like, I don't know if my PC can handle it, but I think if anything could handle like my PC, it would probably be this. So let's get into it. If I figure out the controls as well, that'll be handy. Just getting through it, I know. There's Professor Oga. Speaking of like games I've played for the first time, like Pokemon, the first proper game I touched was probably my brother's Pokemon Emerald, and I always mind him being raging that I went away and met with some folk, and I traded his Rayquaza for a Charmeleon, I think, and he was just raging about that. Obviously, Charmeleon being probably from Fire Red or Leaf Green, but I always remember just being absolutely raging about that. Understandably, it's a Rayquaza, but like you can get Rayquaza anytime. Like if you don't have Fire Red or Leaf Green, you won't be able to get a Charmeleon. It's my thought process. That was about 9 or so at the time I did that. My first proper Pokemon game, the ones I actually owned, I got on a DS for, it must have been my 8th or 9th birthday, and I got on a Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, and still my favourite generation of Pokemon. Love it, absolutely adore it, followed by Soul Silver and that. Question is, I'll call myself K-Boy. That's what I'll do. Good old nickname. That's not how you spell K-Boy. Just enough space as well for freaking hell. Let's play for this. It's been a while. I don't think I've ever owned Fire Red before. I've always had to play them for emulators and stuff. You know what? Because the mother trucker is not here. The wee alcoholic. He's a busy boy. I'll call him Dino. Yes. Your very own Pokemon legend. Yes, I am the Pokemon legend. Christ. Bit of nostalgia here, eh? Old game graphics. Right, first of all, I'm going to change that to fast. Let's change the frame. Something nicer. Sorry, let me check the time. Right, yeah. That looks nice. I'm assuming it just stays like that. It does. Right, yeah. Let's get a move on. So yeah, my first Pokemon games in Diamond and Pearl. Loved those. They were a bit slow in comparison to all the older games and some of the future games. And obviously that got rectified in Platinum, which is still my favourite Pokemon game. By far. But these games are still fucking cracking. They're still really good to play. Definitely, Pokemon's gotten easier over the years. I think Gen 5 was the last really hard one. Or at least I think so. There were some hard bosses in Sun and Moon that, like the big alpha Pokemon I think you fight. They're a bit harder. But I think that was mostly depending on what Pokemon you used. Then again, as much as I've played Pokemon, I don't know much about modern Pokemon. Oh, here, Dino, man, you cracking open a pint? Oh, you're not. Oh, that's fine. yeah, hopefully, I'll be playing a lot of Pokemon playthroughs, starting with this. And I do know what team I'm going with for this run. I won't tell you. I know how to get it all, and obviously the requirements for some of them. But you'll have to find out along the way. Cramps. Doodle. Hmm. No, struggling to think of something to speak about. Alas, our choice of Pokemon. You got the ever popular Charmander. That's definitely like the fan favorite of the three. I thought like if I were to choose my favorites, my favorite like base starter from Gen 1 is Bulbasaur. Oh no, I'm not claiming you. No, not yet. But yeah, Bulbasaur, I always thought he looks cool. I love Ivysaur as well. Probably tied with Charmeleon as my favorite like evolution of the starter. But as for third stage, I think Venusaur is like tied, if not my least favorite, with Charizard. Charizard either obviously being tied with Venusaur or second favorite. First being Blastoise. Those bloody cannons. Oof. Wartortle, I think, is my least favorite of the evolutions. But yeah, I'm gonna choose a wee Squirtle. Yeah, the wee water Pokemon Squirtle will be handy for the first gym, aye. I don't normally give nicknames. I do know one I'm gonna give this Pokemon as a shout out to the one of the co-hosts of the Badger Shelf because he loves water starters. I'll be calling this mad lad turtle Andy. As I know, I believe Eddie's favorite at least starter type are always the grass ones. With me, I'm always mixed. It always depends. Like, I think I love water Pokemon the most when it comes to the typing, but like a lot of starters will be like, oh, I like this one more than another, regardless of typing. But here's our first battle. But it changes per gen. Like, there's a lot of fire type Pokemon I'll never like Gen 6's like Fennekin's Final Evolution, bloody Emboar. Oh, fucking Emboar. Or Incineroar as well. They're so bad for making like four-legged Pokemon evolve into two-legged ones. It's just everybody always complains about it. I don't get why they keep doing that to fire Pokemon. Let's just tail whip him for a bit. Get that defense down. Yeah, put me an advantage. I'm definitely doing more damage per hit than he does. But yeah, I've always been a massive fan of like turn-based stuff. Though I haven't played many more than Pokemon. I did play a One Piece one, Age called Code Months Dawn on the DS, and I'm raging if I lost it. Maybe I can find a way to emulate it. But it's turn-based like this, but like every time you use an actual move, it's 3D, so if every hit feels like it's hitting hard. There is a new One Piece game I think is coming out. I can't remember what it's called. Odyssey? I think it's called Odyssey. It might be. But I think that's turn-based. A lot of people are saying it's like that dragon summoning game that Akira Toriyama worked on the art for. Yeah, I've seen the animation for that, and I'll probably end up getting it because it's One Piece. But at the same time, it doesn't feel like any of the animations are hitting hard, and it's a weird thing to say that a 3DS or just a DS game is able to outdo that. I did love playing that open world One Piece game, World Seeker. I platinumed that. That was good fun. Playing as Luffy. I didn't get to play the DLC though. I mind there's Zoro, Sabo, and Law DLC with Zoro's like navigation map being all blurry because he always gets lost. Alright, we're on Route 1. Start fighting. Ooh, Aratata. Get some easy levels here. I will be cutting out a lot of like grinding in the wild grass sometimes. That I'll include all the trainer battles, but if I'm ever needing to just like quickly grind in the grass for like a newly caught Pokemon or just want to level up a bit, I'll skip it over, and it won't take me that long either. Because I'll probably just end up using the speed up option. Like I'll show you. I think it's tab. Yeah. But I wouldn't be recording that because that sounds scuffed. Just listen to it. It is quick. I missed. But yeah. That's slightly what I'll be doing. Did I get given Pokeballs? I don't think you get given them that early on. No, you don't. Might as well save it. Oh. Of the Pokemon games I did play, that aren't like the normal. I'd always wanted to play Pokken because I'm mad into my fighting games, or at least I used to be. I'm not much of a gamer now, hence why I'm playing this and recording it. I was a wee Pidgey. Always got to love a mainline free stage Pokemon like the bird normal types. Again, of my favourites, I do love the Pidgey line. Probably in the top 3, but Staraptor's line, the Starly, and I can't remember what the second stage is called. I can't mind what it's called. I do mind there's the Toucan one in Sun and Moon. I honestly, the reason I like that line at all is simply because it's a fucking toucan. Fucking love toucans. For general knowledge, my favourite type probably be dark types. Obviously because they're all edgy and that, but they're just cool to look at, all being like black and dark looking most of the time. With my favourite Pokemon actually being from Gen 5, the Zoroark. That's how you pronounce it, with Zora being its re-evolution. It always annoys me that you can't really get it easily in the black and white games, or at least I don't think you can. It might be like an event or a mystery gift sort of situation. I do know you need to be in a hotel to get it, but how do I get Pokeballs again? Do I just go in here and ask? Oh, okay, yeah, I see. I remember now. When do I get running shoes? Do I get running shoes when I get to Oak's thing as well? Yeah, but as of recently, yeah, since Pint podcast ended, it's July. July's like the 6th month of the year, isn't it? No, it's 7th month of the year, isn't it? Give me a quick second. I don't know. Yeah, that ended 7 months ago if that's the case. Jesus, it's almost a year. Closing up in a year. No, there have been thoughts of doing other projects and stuff, but like, literally 2 or 3 days ago I just went to myself, I really want to record myself doing a playthrough. And why not just, sorry, I'm just quickly fight this level 5? I think they'd be above level 3. See if my first blackout was to a Pidgey, I'd have been raging. Oh. didn't mean to go into that. Still trying to get used to the settings on a keyboard. Obviously, you normally play it on a Game Boy or a DS or Nintendo Switch. I think of the Pokemon games, like the mainline ones that I haven't played, Ultra Moon and Sun I haven't played. Pokemon Let's Go I didn't play. I've still to play Arceus or Arceus. I don't know the pronunciation. I always remember that would be like a discussion in high school. It's like, it's Arceus. No, it's Arceus. People get raging. But I heard it's a really good game. Yeah. So I'm just getting distracted by this old bastard. Oh, we got Pokeballs. Nice. Yeah. Again, the reasoning for Pint podcast ending is it sort of outlived its reasoning, and we're finding trouble to like obviously do it and like figure out stuff, because it was obviously a lot more of a we figure out stuff to talk about each month, and we're just running like thin, scraping the barrel of ideas and stuff. So most of the time we were just doing. That's why we had the news section and all that. And as well, another factor being the fact that we're no longer in lockdown. The reason we made the podcast is because we couldn't go to pubs, so we would either have a few tinnies or most of the time Dylan having a few tinnies. I was mostly not. I would have loved to though. I think the last time I actually drank on the podcast was during the Christmas episode 20. I remember my audio was a bit scuffed for that one though. But yeah. Ratata. Sorry, I'm just. Oh, I'm low. I should go heal. I did have talks of doing another podcast with somebody else, which I don't know if it will happen. But if we've got time and I've got the actual mood and inspiration to do it, I might. But as of right now, this is the best you'll be getting from me. Some easygoing Pokemon. I know what I'm doing. Chat some shit on the way. As of recently, this is how bad my memory is. I can't even remember. Did I heal my Pokemon? Yeah. Literally happened 10 seconds ago. I'm like a goldfish. But as of recently, I've been watching The Boys with my mom for the first time. About to finish season 3, I think. Last episode, maybe. And I do think it's a really good show. I do really agree, but I don't think it's like the best thing that's ever come out of the superhero genre. Like, it's a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, but it's the sort of shit I've already seen before, and I get it, it's dark, it's grim, but I've seen it before in other sort of stuff in comics, and as much as I enjoy it, I don't think it's the best. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a really enjoyable show, and you can watch it easily. But I still think there are some like other shows, especially animated shows, that I think better, but that's obviously animation bias. But there's some MCU shows that I enjoyed better. I enjoyed Moon Knight better and WandaVision, Loki, just for like the atmosphere that they provide. And there are some themes within it that are just much more than just anti-commercialism. The government will fuck you over, and like the biggest of them all, like superheroes are not that great. Don't have role models, because that's true. Like you've got like a lot of celebrities, which I will not go into because that's a bit of a grim subject. But that is what The Boys is covering, a lot of toxic masculinity, the racism of it, which is fair enough. And again, I do rate the show a lot. I really like Huey, I like Butcher. Butcher's understandable why he's a fan favourite. Homelander, that's also a fan favourite. I understand why you like him, but again, fitting the role of the evil Superman category, like Omni-Man and Injustice's Superman. And you all are probably wondering why I am running away from Rattatas and going for this specific Pidgey. I feel like that should be obvious by now. I'm catching my first compadre. Question is, what the hell am I going to call it? Should I just leave my starters named as people, and then just leave the rest of my Pokemon as like normal names? Because I cannot, for the life of me, think of a nickname. In a minute, I'll think about it. I don't know. Nah, I'll just keep the star like thing on the go. Right. I'm gonna quickly grind up this Pidgey. So I'll see you in a minute. Hello, I am back. So it was just a quick few minute grind just to get the Pidgey up to level 5 there. No, I don't want to heal again, thank you. See how we do him. And he's now level 8. What a cheeky bastard. Let's get in our way. I'm sure up here is a sleeping guy. Wow. Is he battling me? Oh, the fuck? I don't remember. Oh no, he's showing me how to catch Pokemon. That's what I get for not reading. Yeah, it was the most recent film I've seen in cinema. Thor: Love and Thunder. Seems to be controversial between fans. And it's a weird argument they have. Like, obviously, it's trying to be too funny 24/7. I'm like, yeah, I agree to a certain extent. A lot of jokes don't land, and there is a lot of humor where there shouldn't be. But at the same time, these same people praise Ragnarok for being a really great film, which it has the same level of humor like thrown at you, right? And then if I were to have to choose between the two movies' plots and characters and thematics, I would choose Thor: Love and Thunder. Definitely. So I don't get like I can understand from people that didn't like Ragnarok either and they want a really serious Hulk, but the first four films didn't really like do well. And I do like the first one. The second one was it was rather forgettable and boring, to be fair. But yeah, like a lot of people are complaining about Phase 4 being really like bad, not as great after Endgame. But there's been a lot of great content just because it's focusing more on TV shows and certain characters, like introducing new characters. Obviously, you got Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, which I thought was a very good show, very good show. I would get my ranking up if I could find it, but Miss Marvel also came up recently. That was a rather weird show to say the least. Maybe I'll need to binge watch it as a single run. It was well made. I did enjoy the first episode a lot. I expected a lot more after it, but I feel like a lot of the stuff that happened in it wasn't really entertaining. Like the final episode obviously had. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but it wasn't much of an actual villain. Level 9. Jesus. I might black out actually. I didn't realize how high level you bastards are. On off your bubble. Nah, based on the first episode of Miss Marvel, I was expecting like it reminded me of Scott Pilgrim, the direction and cinematography. Moon Knight was also a really good show. I do notice that these shows, first two episodes are quite built up, but they're also quite in depth. You enjoy it. But then the third and fourth episodes normally are like characteristic episodes building upon stuff where they go to another place completely. For example, I think in the third or fourth episode, Moon Knight is in Egypt now. And Miss Marvel, she ends up in India. Is it India? Really bad if I don't know the place. But yeah, I'm losing here. Didn't expect my first blackout to be so early. If I have potions, actually, I might be able to pull this back. I doubt it. Unless... This is the only chance I have! I'm dead! Alas. Right. I do know... I'm pretty sure... There must be a game. That or I'm remembering wrong, but there must be a game where I think you can black out. It might be the first fight, actually, of the games. But, like, obviously when you get your Pokemon, you fight him. I'm pretty sure you can actually just lose to your rival, and then they just go like, haha, I beat you, and then leave. Then I'm thinking, it's like, well, you white out, though. So unless you speak to them and then white out, it must be, like, the first battle you do in, like, the lab. If he's still there, that's fine. I'm gonna quickly grind a bit. Right, I'm back. Just grinded my two little Pokemon to level 9. Had to go heal them first, though. I'm assuming you'll still be here. There's only 10 items here, isn't there? No, it's just a really weird divot. You know, for years, actual years, I used to think these cliffs, obviously they're cliffs because you go up. You're in high ground, you go down them. I used to get so confused because I looked at these and I was like, these are logs. Why are there so many logs? I wasn't very bright when I was young. At least in the conventional sense. Right, let's fight again. Yeah. Look at that rival theme. He was sand-tagging me a lot last time I fought him, wasn't he? That's probably why Squirrel ended up dying. Sorry, Andy ended up dying. Just like our first D&D endeavour. Playing D&D for the first time as a group. It was me, Ken, Eddie, David, and James. And Andy was playing a wizard called Still Red, and I'm pretty sure the encounter was managed wrong, where they were a bit too high or something like that against goblins or something. And I'm pretty sure one of the first hit or couple hits, it just killed Andy, immediately putting him like into unconsciousness basically. And we were just like, what? Excuse me? That's not compute. No, we've had... Christ, it's been like 2 years since we started playing D&D. We've had many campaigns since then. I think my first ever character I used, mostly because obviously I was new to it, they just gave me a fighter, which is quite simple. You get swords, you get an ability where you're like, oh, I use a bonus action, I get health back. That was... What I just did there was ridiculous. That's what I just did there is what that fucking goblin did to Andy. Right there. A Pokemon version of it. But yeah, since then I've been playing a lot more, like, I always end up making, like, these classes and multi-classes where, like, they're not fighters, barely ever fighters, but I still somehow make them, like, great axe and great sword using characters. Like, one of my favourite ones, Boriner. He's like a warlock, I think. But he's Hexblade Warlock, so he... Can you not run in this game? But He gets an extra attack. His charisma modifier goes into a sword and all that. It's a lot of stupid stuff. A lot of stupid stuff has happened with D&D general. Yeah. Like our good old pal Dave, known for his weirdly erotic shenanigans. Like most of the time, he'll end up trying to shag a barmaid or a bartender or just general people and just does disgusting things. Like a time he, what was it? I don't think it was chill touch. It was something, inflict wounds maybe? But either way, it might have done necrotic damage in some sort of sense. He did that to a big ogre person, but he was like, I think, yay high. So he just like grabbed their crotch and did some seriously messed up shit to their genitals, the ogre's member, which is a lot more polite way of saying it than what he was doing and saying. Then he, I think, cooked it or smoked it or something to make it sure it doesn't rot, because it started rotting, as well as the fact that he grafted it onto his shield as like a scarecrow sort of thing. I think I might need to get reminded on that, but he's a very there's a reason people like Andy and Eddie constantly berate him, and that's probably one of the reasons. But no, other than that, D&D is quite fun. Saying that, I've done some terrible things as my time as a DM. I did some on the spot DMing where I decided during a fight where they met in a forest of these apes or monkeys, and basically the idea was you will probably have to fight them, but there's a good chance you can just straight up befriend them or get past them some way. So they all animal checked them, and every rule was just so goddamn ass. So after they fought them and all that, there was a lot of ambush tactics. All the apes are dead, right? Except from when they go to search the bodies. You'd think to yourself, they're just apes, so why would you be searching the bodies? I don't know, they just search them. But I fought on the spot right then and there. I made Eddie check this one particular ape, and he found a wee baby one, and now they all feel awful about killing its family, and they adopted it. You should have heard they're like, oh no. It was funny. No, Viridian Forest. Pretty sure this is where you can find Pikachus. I'm sure. I was considering a Pikachu for my team, is all I'm saying. Caterpies. I love Caterpies, I love the design of it. It reminds me of a Digimon, actually. But, Caterpie, I would love to have Caterpies on my team all the time, because I like it, I like, Metapod and Butterfree. But it's just a shame that, one, they evolve too fast, and two, the stats aren't the greatest, and they don't get the best of moves. But otherwise, I'd love to have a Butterfree in my team. There's a lot of Pokemon I would love to have in my team, simply because Ash had them. Because obviously you go attach them in the show and shit like that. It's funny because although Gen 4 and Gen 5 are my favourite gens in the games I like to play the most, I do think my favourite adaptation in the show is Advanced Battle and all that. So Gen 3, where Ash's got like a Trico, eventually fully evolves and all that sort of stuff. You know what, if we're going to talk about the show, I'm going to say how awful it is he loses and how he sends really bad type advantages against, like, he'll send like a Butterfree up against a fucking fire Pokemon for some reason, like a wee Fanny. And how he never ages, and when he finally, like, I think they like age him up to 15 in the X and Y, which is like Gen 6. And then in Sun and Moon, I believe, they just retcon him to being 10 again. What's the point? Even Luke's 10. But I think that's a good place for me to stop. I'll stop here. I might record another session later on or tomorrow. But this has been my first session of playing the game. I hope you have enjoyed. Catch you next time.